Hi, I'm Jay. This is a strange lens, and I mean that in a good way. When I first saw 60-180mm, my brain immediately went, wait, why not 70-200? Because that's what we're used to. That's the classic telephoto zoom. That's the lens everyone knows, and usually something you feel in your shoulders after a long shoot. But this is different. This is the Samyang AF 60-180mm F2.8 FE, co-engineered with Schneider-Kreuznach. And honestly, the more I looked at it, the more the range started to make sense. You lose a little bit at the long end, but what you gain is something I actually care about more: size, weight, and the chance that you'll actually take it with you. Because this lens is only around 730 grams. For a constant f2.8 telephoto zoom, that's kind of ridiculous. And the first thing I noticed while unboxing it was exactly that. It doesn't feel like a typical fast telephoto. It doesn't feel like something you need to mentally prepare yourself to carry. It feels manageable, almost casual, like a lens you could bring to a portrait session, a wedding, a campaign shoot, or even just a walk, without feeling like you've made a commitment for the whole day. And I think that's the real point of this lens. It's not trying to be another 70-200. It's trying to be the version you actually want to use. 60mm gives you a little more room than 70. That's useful for environmental portraits, for lifestyle work, for moments where you don't want to keep stepping backwards. Then as you move through the range, 90, 120, 150, 180, you start getting that beautiful telephoto compression. The background starts to pull closer, the scene becomes simpler, and the subject starts to feel more important. That's what I love about longer focal lengths. They don't just zoom in, they change the relationship between the subject and the world around them. And with a constant f2.8 aperture, you can keep that look through the entire zoom range. Same exposure, same separation, same control. There's also something I didn't expect to care about as much: the close focusing. At the wide end, this lens can focus surprisingly close. So it's not just portraits and distant subjects. You can shoot details, flowers, textures, products, small moments between the bigger ones. And that makes it feel more flexible than the focal range suggests. Up to this point, we've mostly been looking at the lens itself, the box, the build, the details, the way it sits on the camera. But this kind of lens is never really about how it looks on a desk. It's about what happens when you point it at someone. So now let's look at the images. And this is where the 60-180 range starts to make sense. At 60, you still have context. You can show the environment, the pose, the color around the subject. But when you push towards 180, everything changes. The background softens, the colors blend, the flowers become shape, the garden becomes atmosphere, and the subject just sits inside the frame, clean, separated, calm. That's the look people buy telephoto lenses for, not because they're technical, but because they make a scene feel intentional. And for portraits, that matters a lot. I don't think this lens is for everyone. If you absolutely need 200mm, you already know that. But for portraits, fashion, events, travel, documentary work, and anyone who wants telephoto compression without carrying a brick, this makes a lot of sense. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you think about the 60-180 range. Would you miss 200mm, or would you take the lighter setup? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.